Well, maybe you got virtual reality headsets for Christmas. Cool. But all that's just good for gaming, right? Well, not exactly. Just like the World Wide Web changed the game for business with online shopping and connection, the metaverse, those virtual worlds, posed to do the same thing for us once again. Here live to help guide us through what's being described as the next gen of social media is Diana Dukas, policy manager over at Facebook. Welcome to Fox 40 News at 11.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Definitely. So Meta is Facebook. Facebook is Meta. For those who are just wading into all of this, describe sort of what the metaverse is, what these virtual worlds are, and kind of mean in this day and age.
Absolutely. So we're really excited that the metaverse is looking to be the future of social technology and really kind of the successor of the mobile internet and where we are now. So as you alluded to and started to describe, the metaverse is going to be a set of digital spaces that are immersive and 3D experiences. And the intent is that creates an interconnected system and world that you can engage with and connect with your friends and family and your communities, no matter where you are.
Okay.
Yep. And because it is immersive and engaging, it's really the goal is to really be that connecting platform and bring people together no matter where you are.
Okay, as late as March 2020, when shutdowns were starting because of the pandemic, there were thousands of California entrepreneurs sort of with a death grip on their brick and mortar operation. And those folks just recently pivoted to embracing just selling online. Now we're talking about virtual worlds. Why would they need to interact with customers this way?
Sure. And one thing I do want to say is that Facebook and Meta, from the beginning of the pandemic and really over the last 10 years, but really from the beginning of the pandemic, really increased its investment and commitment to the small business community, making sure that all of our current resources and products were made more easily available, more easy to navigate, to really help that transition from offline to online. Because you're right, so many businesses relied on that physical foot traffic to sustain their business. And what they needed to do next was start to engage in e-commerce and have a digital presence. And so just as Facebook and Meta at the beginning of the pandemic and even before then was a part of the transition for businesses to gradually follow their customers online. Their customers were online, and so their businesses were going to be. And so we wanted to help make that an easier experience. That's exactly what we're trying to do now and actually get in front of the metaverse changes and adaptations. So the one thing I will say is that the metaverse, while we are building towards it and for it, it is still years and months and years away. And so what we're trying to do now is talk to small businesses, talk to the business community about different ways that they can start looking and adapting their tools and experiences now to help prepare for that. So first and foremost, I do want to say to all businesses, please continue to focus on what you're doing now. But what I would say is to start potentially engaging in e-commerce experience, potentially dabble with some Spark AR technology, which is augmented reality, which allows for your customers to try on their glasses or makeup or drop in a piece of furniture into their living room virtually to get a sense of whether it would fit or not. There are easy ways to start bringing your consumers and your business together as we're building towards the metaverse.
Okay, so you kind of talked about what I was just going to ask you, and the fact that this is kind of out there at the end of our fingertips is kind of what it feels like. You kind of know it's there, but we're not really all the way there yet. You're talking about people preparing, maybe building their virtual store in one of these worlds like Sandbox. You know, Sandbox is one of those places where somebody's paid $450,000 already to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor. So if I'm looking at this and thinking that it's coming, and I've already seen what's happened online, what's your prediction for how soon we're going to get to the point where this metaverse and shoppers and entrepreneurs interacting in that space is kind of like how we all think about interacting with Amazon right now?
I don't want to put a predictive timeline to it, but what I will say is that you can start experimenting with some of those tools now. And so we have a product called Facebook and Instagram Shops that we developed during the pandemic that was really designed to bring and create a virtual one-stop shop shopping experience online. So it is as if a customer was going into your physical store. We designed these Facebook and Instagram shops to do the exact same thing. So a business owner could customize the shop that their customer could see, choosing up to 30 products that they were specifically designed and tailored to suit the needs of that customer. That customer could browse, they could engage with the business owners, but they could also importantly have a one-stop shop experience of how they pay for their goods. So many times you will find it maybe a bit clunky that if you want to buy something online, it takes you from one platform to another to another. This was a fully customizable one-stop shop experience for the small business owner and for the customer.
Oh my goodness.
So that is the beginning of that type of experience. We've also seen the rise in paid online events. And of course, you saw this at the beginning of the pandemic, how people were really so incredibly creative of how they were going to use technology to bring together concerts or dance parties or just bringing their communities together. And artists and other communities are able to now create paid online events to bring their communities together. And that is another example of how right now you can start preparing for events and opportunities in the metaverse.
It's a lot to take in and definitely a different way of thinking. So thank you so much for coming in this morning to help kind of get us there in terms of our perspective and our minds. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.